Hey, Gay Grandpa here, and Chance, with a little bit of a beef with our U.S. senators, 60 of whom didn't think LGBT students, or students perceived to be LGBT, should be protected from bullying in their schools. I know what it's like growing up, being ridiculed on a playground like this every single day. I hated recess. I walked around, I had teachers say to me, "Oh, you look lonely, you look sad." Really? No kidding. Why? Because I'm walking around by myself looking like I'm in tears every day? I always wanted to play with the girls with things, but I couldn't because I knew I was going to be made fun of. I couldn't be true to myself. But it was so disturbing to my teachers that I didn't want to play football that one day, Miss Thomas, probably, she probably wasn't married, I would imagine. Can't imagine who would marry her. Anyway, she, with her big bosom, decided that she was going to hold those up, stop the football game, and say, "Okay, everyone stop. Mark is going to play football today." I was mortified. I'm standing there. I'm like, "You got to be kidding me right now." The question became, well, whose team's he going to be on? Well, wow, you can imagine how they were fighting over that. Cut to gym class, where we had to climb this rope. I could barely even get up off the floor. I couldn't do one thing. Everyone else could do it. I still don't. Upper arm strength. Now I have bursitis, so, whatever. But I couldn't get up off the floor. I hated days with gym class. Then came the shower time. Here I am standing in the shower, seriously, looking at the wall, like thinking of my dead aunt's funeral, so I don't get a boner standing in gym class with all the other guys around. And I really wasn't even attracted to guys my own age. I never had a crush on anybody. Well, maybe actually one guy who was the last high school I went to, the football quarterback, but anyway. Then there's the kids, actually the guys from my chorus, who called me Marvin Gaye before I even knew who Marvin Gaye was. You know how hard? I was probably 45 before I was even able to say the name out loud and let everyone know this. Marvin Gaye, as I'm walking home from school, taking back road alleys, hoping nobody sees me, shouts anything out at me. My whole goal for the day wasn't to get homework done, wasn't to get good grades, wasn't to hopefully make the track team, wasn't to nail a cheerleader. My whole goal was to walk home without being called a name. That's all I wanted. So I started to walk differently. I tried to talk differently. I tried to use hand gestures differently. If somebody said, "Look at your nails," I tried to do this instead of this. If carry my books differently, I tried to hold them under my arm instead of up like this. When I got out of the pool, when I did have hair, I tried to go like this, like someone told me, instead of wiping it off of myself. I tried to do all these things, and it wasn't natural for me. My poor parents, because they didn't know what to do with me. We're in a town of 1,300 people. I'm the weird kid. I'm the different kid. It's okay. It's okay now. It was painful at the time. I'm making pom-poms out of newspapers like this that I saw some woman do on a television show, and I'm like, oh, she was making eucalyptus trees. I'm like, I could make pom-poms out of these. So I picked Halloween night, because I got home trick-or-treating early. I probably was so, disgusted by it all. And I'm in a window of our house doing it at night with the lights on in our dining room with the curtains pulled, not even thinking about what I'm doing, and people are going by totally seeing me doing cheers in the window at night. I'm not even thinking about the fact that everyone can see me. Even now, I sat down at the table right here. We run into we find this little thingy. I don't even know what it is. It's probably I don't know, some sports thing. I'm like, oh, this could be a cute little Barbie table. This is who I am. It's fine, but it's not okay for every kid. When you're going through it, that is your world. And do you know what it's like for a 13, 14-year-old kid when you say it's going to get better in 3 years? That's like saying 20 years to the rest of us. All I can say is, if you've never been through this yourself, you have no right to decide for other people what kind of treatment they should or shouldn't get under the law. Al Franken, God love him, senator from Minnesota, introduced a bill that would forbid schools from ignoring harassment of LGBT students. But listen to the list of students that are already protected, and that is students with disabilities, race, ethnicity, national origin, and religion and faith. Which means that if you're a Christian child and being made fun of, guess what? You can go to your principal, you can go to your teachers, and they cannot ignore that. They have to do something. But LGBT students don't have that same protection. That's right, you heard me absolutely correctly. It's disgusting. So this is for the kids out there who feel a little different, like they don't belong. I want you to know, yes, it's gonna get better, but you know what? It's okay now. You are awesome. And thank you for being you. See you next time.